Hello.
Hello.
Wow. It's nice to see you, Harrison.
It's nice to see you too.
And welcome. This is episode 50 of the NgoVo Convo podcast, where two stupids make a right, hype, all the things. It's right.
It's hype.
And hype this
it's
week.
Right?
But it's right.
Stop. I can't
Stop.
process anymore.
I'm one of your hosts, NgoVo, and I'm joined by Harrison. No, he's over there. I'm
and
here.
she's over here.
I'm right here.
I-
If you're new here, we both just want an excuse to talk about anything that ranges from anime to comics, because some would say it's conversing. Like
NgoVo
Convo. Wow.
I went too
the
fast.
Spelling and the spelling. You can
I
spell
got
our
excited.
last names.
I would hope so.
Wow, same. You can watch every episode on youtube.com or listen to it as a podcast by searching NgoVo Convo on your podcast service of choice. We're everywhere. We're on 10 different platforms, 10 services.
Oh, all the places.
All the places.
Easy.
And wow, it's episode 50.
Wow.
And in this episode, we're going to be talking about Young Justice Season 1. Season 1.
One. The first one.
The first one. So,
Okay.
if you haven't finished Season 1, take a pause, hit the like button, go into another tab,
Save
finish
for
the
later.
series.
Go
Yeah,
watch
save
it.
for later. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Do the usual. Do what you have to do to not get spoiled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you do get spoiled, you chose that life. If you're okay with it,
You can continue.
You're built different.
Yeah, you're built different. And by the way, we're sponsored by Anchor, which we'll get into later. Much later. Later. Down the road later. But, Harrison, it's been a while since you've seen this series, right?
Yeah, the series came. Oh, not that I forgot.
I'm pretty sure it came out 10 years ago, right?
Oh, I wouldn't say. Is it? Would it?
Has it been that long?
Oh yeah, it had. Oh shoot. Oh yeah, it came out 2010.
Oh, longer than 10. Wow, 12 years.
First episode aired on 2010.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it took a bit to finish out season 1, I think.
Was that like a licensing issue or something?
No.
Or
Okay,
did they
no.
just take a while?
It just took a while because it was 26 episodes, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But it started at the end of 2010, so it was like November 2010.
Oh, okay.
I think something. Actually, no. I think something did happen. It was. I'm trying to see. No, I don't know. Actually, no. Okay, on here it says 2011. Actually, January 2011. But I think the pilot just showed up in 2010.
In
at some
2010.
point.
Okay.
There's some. I could have sworn it was 2011, but still over 10 years. Yes.
Oh, wow.
regardless.
It's been over 10 years. Yeah,
But-
so I saw bits and pieces of Young Justice, like, here and there. Like,
Back then.
episodes not in order.
Yeah.
So
but
whenever it
they
was just
popped
on
up
TV, yeah, I just, like, watched an episode.
Yeah.
But since we're in a pandemic and I have time, I start to binge. And
You
here
did.
we are.
Here we are.
Here we are. So do you remember, since I'm pretty sure you saw this like back then, do you remember a lot? Did you
Honestly,
like the plot?
I know. I remember
everything?
the plot. I remember like the big over. It was like the whole. Not spoilers yet, right?
No, not yet.
Yeah, I know. I remember the plot. Yes.
The plot. Okay.
And I honestly, this is the season where it's weird. I remember rewatching this a lot, like
Yeah.
back then. When I got into college. Cough. Long time ago. Gosh. No, yeah, I remember watching this and like being super excited about this show because I think the last time it was a quote unquote serious show was
Mm-hmm.
for this level of like the closest thing to like Teen Titans, right?
Yeah.
Because they had another. I don't remember if Teen Titans Go was happening at this point or if it was after this or the same time.
I want to say same
but-
time.
But regardless, it was like a serious art style. It looked like it was like taking on plot points from like the comics more
To
often than not,
comics.
or
Yeah.
just giving us new stories. it was just all interesting. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. I wanted to see like, cause like I watched it through this season like now, and then I'm pretty sure you watched your season through like when it started.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you watched it in one sitting, essentially?
Yeah.
I had to wait weekly episodes.
Oh,
then.
wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's still going because
Mhm.
season 4 is, I think, is wrapping up now, I think.
Something like, yeah.
Yeah, the second half. Yeah, so it's still going. So we'll slowly get through each season
Mm-hmm.
as Harrison recaps himself and as I continue the series.
Yeah. I stopped midway season 3 because I think I started watching more anime at that point.
Okay. And it was probably like still like weekly.
No.
I think season 3 is still fresh, right?
It stopped halfway through. That's what happened. Season 3 stopped, so then I stopped. I didn't watch the second half yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're missing the second half and season 4, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But Veronica, for you though.
Wow.
Since you watched it recently, I'm gonna flip it back on you. Yes, you did ask questions. What did you think overall?
I really enjoyed it. I think because our group of friends, we're so into both anime and comics, because I think we have one friend in particular, the one that doesn't catch up on anything and is not caught up on this podcast or anything else. He really likes DC. He really likes Batman, so he likes DC comics a lot. So he definitely recommended the series, and he was like, "Oh, season 1's great. Oh, you should watch it." So I did. Yeah, it was interesting. There's a lot of good plot points, like a lot of funny parts, a lot of memey stuff that I finally got. I understood some of the memes. All the memes.
I think the big one was, and this isn't even to spoil it because it happens first episode. It's the one that we use the most. Is like, today's the day. But mind you, it's the one with Kate Flash, and every day when I think on season 2, when that came, no, even this one, because it was 2012 by the time we watched it.
Yeah.
Or wrapping up. No, season 2. We would send this to our group chat, and our friend would know about this, and I would send that GIF, or someone would send that GIF, and it's like, today's the day because the new episode drops.
Yeah. And then I finally used it. And he was so proud. He was like, "Wow, you used it and you got the meme."
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, there's a lot of good plot points and a lot of like character development from certain characters, and it was just really good. And everything like flowed really well. Yeah. I didn't expect like season 1 to do that well, because sometimes like pilot seasons, it takes a while to get the plot in, the build up, the characters. Like Titans. Yes.
I'm pointing out to that as an example because, again, let's be real here. DC animated stuff does really well. This is where I'm like, what Veronica is saying is how I felt when I first watched it too, and it's still I rewatched it multiple times. Yeah. Because I love season 1. What I think what Veronica says, I also very agree. I agree very much with, in that it flows very well, but it had like an overarching plot, but it had arcs.
Yeah. Like little mini arcs.
Little mini arcs that like addressed each character and gave growth, gave space for each character to develop, or just shine a light on the team or certain aspects of the team. So I thought that was really good.
Yeah, and they did really well with like the the main like young like Justice League and then like the young Justice League. It was really well. The split was there.
Oh, like Justice League versus
Justice League versus Justice? Like the Young Justice. Yeah. The split was really there, but I mean it wasn't like overpowered or anything. Like, and, Superman is still Superman. Like,
like they're still there. Like it's not like they told. You know how like in Teen Titans they were removed. They were essentially removed from all like the big heroes at most of the time. Yeah. But it still alluded to like the bigger heroes at times, or they would show up. I don't remember. It's been a long time for that one. But here it's still, you see them, but they're not like the main group. Like how you watch the old Justice League shows and all that.
Yeah. But good. That's how I feel. But yeah,
But
we should
no.
get into spoilers.
Spoilers? So I can gush about specific things?
Yeah. We could talk about spoilers. Spoilers.
We're trying to...
We're
no,
trying
we're
to
not.
figure
We're not
out.
trying to
No,
figure
we're
it out.
not. No, we're not.
We're just testing out.
Yeah.
Same brain
How
cell.
dumb are we with the
Same brain cell. We can figure it out.
spoilers?
But yeah, spoilers.
Superboy, though.
Oh.
Yeah, you know. We're just gonna say spoilers, and then no countdown. Wow.
No. Okay. Yeah. But Superboy though. If we're gonna say
Superboy, though. He's an interesting character. He's a very angry boy.
It's so funny because I'm a huge fan of Nolan North as like a voice actor. Period.
Uh-huh.
So he voices Superboy, right? I don't know if you know him. I'm trying to think of what else.
I feel like I would recognize him.
He does a lot of like video game stuff too. Like he was the Uncharted guy and all this stuff. But no, like essentially like I'm a big fan, so I was just like cool to hear him like do
Was it nice to
Superboy.
hear him? Yeah.
Yeah, but he is just an angry boy.
He's just an angry boy.
Yeah. Did you like the cast?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Because I thought
let me
see. No, go on. Sorry.
Oh, I really enjoy like Kid Flash. I don't
Yeah.
know what the hate is on him.
Really? There was hate? Wait, what?
Yeah. I was like looking on Reddit and there were people not liking him.
I
think, but that was like a long time ago. I think these were
maybe
like old posts.
I mean, okay, maybe season 1 he was kind of like, maybe he was obviously the comic relief for season 1. I'd say.
Oh yeah.
But no, I thought the cast was, or the team was good because it was mainly initially it was like, let's say Robin.
It was like Robin, Kid
Flash,
Aqualad,
Superboy.
Yeah, Superboy.
And Miss Martian.
And then and the added Miss Martian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then Red Arrow was technically, or Speedy became Red Arrow.
Well, he became Red Arrow.
He's an important character, but he wasn't really a part of the team as much season 1, right? Am I crazy?
No, he wasn't.
He would jump in for like
2 episodes or something.
Yeah. And then are we counting Zatanna?
I
She
would
joined
count
them at the
Zatanna.
end, right?
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember that arc with, dude. Okay, this is why I thought this was good though, because it felt like the Justice League shows, except maybe in my head when I watched this, because I was younger back then for Justice League.
Yeah.
What I liked was they gave more focus on characters, but not only did they just randomly just drop characters, right? Like they didn't just drop Dr. Fate to be like, oh, here's Dr. Fate, cool. Yeah. But they actually gave like a storyline to
storyline, yeah.
Well,
and like the helmet and what the power for that was.
Yeah.
Did you like the mentor-mentee aspect?
Oh, I love that.
Like
that's
like
what
Batman to
think...
Robin, you know, Superman to Superboy.
Yeah, and then what was it?
Flash,
Martian Manhunter. Yeah, Flash
Kid
to
Flash.
Kid Flash.
Yeah,
Martian Manhunter to Miss Martian.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was good. And I mean, it was cool. It was just cool. Like that's why the first episode, I watched it multiple times because one, it was just on reruns half the time anyway.
Oh yeah.
It was just cool to see. It was just cool to see, like, oh, I've always, because again, like I said, Justice League focused on like the big heroes, and it would sometimes like show or allude to. No, they never did. The sidekicks, they never really did that because we had Teen Titans. That was like the other thing.
Yeah, so
but this was really a nice we finally got to see the they shine a light on on that relationship.
Oh yeah, Aquaman and Aqualad.
That's what it was. I was like, I'm missing one.
You're missing one.
Sorry. Yeah. Typical. I always forget Aquaman. Oops.
Important question. How'd you feel about Green Lantern? Versus there was so much potential for it to be live action, because I think this was at the point where like the DC universe live action was kind of like getting up there.
You're asking me about the movie, right?
Yeah, the movie. Yeah. Versus like Green Lantern here, because Green Lantern here is great.
No, Green Lantern. No, how? Yes, no. Green Lantern here is awesome. My gut reaction always says, okay, in regards to the movie, my gut reaction is like it was bad. But
Yeah.
when you look back
Yeah.
at it, it just because we had like other movies to go off of, it wasn't a great superhero movie in comparison. But also, I think a Green Lantern movie now would probably work better with the CGI and such.
Yes.
But I think the CGI back then was kind of
iffy, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
It just didn't look good. But I think the tech now would probably make it again. But I like the Green Lantern a lot more in this one.
But he has so much potential. I was watching through the season. I was like, wow, he's actually really cool.
Dude, I think it's a tangent because you're bringing this up.
Yeah.
I think the 3D animated Green Lantern show was probably the best one. Because it fleshed out, focused on Hal Jordan a lot, but it also focused or shined a light on the entire Lantern Corps.
The core, yeah.
Very well. So yes, Green Lantern has so much potential, but I think because of that movie, everyone's just kind of worried. Yeah,
they're scared.
But I think the Green Lantern, like that whole part of the universe, would be fun to explore. Like all that,
like re-explore.
Yeah, re-explore. Like, so. And because it would be cool to explore the other cores as well. But
yeah,
we get that a lot here too, so it's nice. Or
it is
because it did focus on Hal Jordan, but also Jon Stewart, right? I'm not crazy.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm trying to say stuff without like spoiling stuff either.
Oh yeah.
For season 2.
Yeah, for season 2.
Did you have a favorite section in this season?
I think it was really nice to see Red Tornado and like all
Such
his
an
like
obscure character.
Yeah, on his siblings and stuff like.
That arc when he disappeared, right?
When he disappeared, yeah,
yes.
and was like controlled. I think that was really cool.
Yeah.
And how like androids are made, and you know how he's not like the core.
But he was like the whole idea of like they wanted him to, or
they wanted him to be a hero.
Yeah. But how the other brothers and sisters were flawed.
Yeah.
In an aspect.
Everyone was flawed.
Yeah. No, I thought that was a cool arc. Yeah, I thought that was a really cool section of the season. That was fun.
Yeah. How about you? Did you enjoy like a little arc or anything?
I like the last half. I like the last half or last third. Spoiler alert. The Justice League gets indoctrinated, or they like mind controlled.
Oh yeah, they get mind control. The alien get mind controlled. Chip. Yeah.
Yeah, but they get mind controlled, and then like essentially the light took. You know, like, oh yeah, and it was just cool to see how like the light, that organization, they're called the Light, but they're always the villains.
Yeah,
it's so cool. It was like that's so cool. Honestly, that's really cool. And kind of dumb, but cool.
Yeah,
but that's the point. Like they're the Light, but like it was just cool. Like that was the culmination of that whole issue,
and the whole mole arc too.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that was a lot. See, there's like so much variety in the show. Like there's tension, there's like espionage and all this stuff, but. I thought it was just cool at the end where, like, finally, you know, it started from sidekicks wanted recognition. They were trying to build this up the entire season. They do all these missions. And then at the end, they have to, like...
Save their mentors. Yeah.
But then at the end, that fully rounds out, like, they earned that full respect.
Oh, yeah.
At that point.
For sure.
But I like that last arc, essentially. Or, like, that last section of the
last
season.
half? Yeah, that's pretty good.
It was fun.
But before we talk about the last half of the season, we're going to take a quick break, talk about our sponsors. On this episode, we are sponsored by Anchor. It is a free podcast hosting service that we actually use. We've been using Anchor since we've started the podcast. It's because there are creation tools that allow us to record and edit the podcast right from our phones and computers. A huge plus for us is that Anchor would distribute our podcast to all platforms such as Spotify, Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, and many more. It really is everything that you need to make a podcast all in one spot. Please download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm, anchor.fm to get started. Oh my gosh, we're back.
We're back.
Wow. How'd you feel? Okay, so we're talking about the mole arc, like the light arc, basically the last half of the season. Because this started to like ramp up really quickly I think, because they were introducing like Vandal, Savage, because they were dipping into him in the beginning, but like we finally saw him and what he wanted, like sort of what he wanted to plan. What do you think about Red Arrow and his whole like struggle?
Okay,
because he was initially the one asking the whole team to find out the mole.
Yeah,
and then it ends up being him.
No, I thought that was honestly it was a really cool twist.
Yeah,
and it was just because the entire time they did it. It was an interesting way to convey it because initially he was the one that was also like, I want recognition, I want respect.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. He never wanted to be the sidekick. Really,
he was like and he worded it very well. He's like, I thought I was your partner when he said that to Green Arrow.
Yeah,
and I was like, yep, that's how it should be. But no, I was remember seeing that the first time. I was like, wow, what a good twist.
Yeah. Honestly.
I was honestly very surprised. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Dang. I was surprised
because what was it? Weren't they all in the room in front of? Oh yeah. Also, Vandal Savage. Holy shit.
Oh, he's like scary.
Actually scary. Because weren't they all in their room, like in space? Like they were on the station.
Yeah, they were all in the space. Whatever.
Yeah.
They're all in one room.
They're all in
and
a
then
room.
he wasn't like chipped. And then he found out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they reveal anything else about Red Arrow? I'm trying not to like spoil anything.
Yeah. They found there's a second, like the real Roy Harper.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember like they showed
so
like
there
a
was like a
side-by-side.
real there's a real Roy
How
Harper.
He's the clone.
And he's the clone. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That was another twist.
That was the biggest twist. So I was like, the entire time it wasn't even him.
It wasn't even
like,
him.
From the beginning of the season, that wasn't the Red Arrow we were thinking, or he wasn't the Speedy.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool.
I was shook. I was like, oh, this entire season, it's not the real Roy.
Yeah, it wasn't even the actual Roy Harper. But then like the team had to like essentially they had to track him down too. But I just remember they were in that room and everyone gets affected because you mentioned the chip and everything, and he was the only one that stood. And I was like,
yep.
Oh, what?
It's a cool scene.
Yeah.
And that last fight though, it was like
the 1v1s.
The 1v1s, yeah.
All the 1v1s. That's why I was like, this is so cool. Like it's like a full arc in this season where the sidekicks the younger versions. Yeah, essentially all the sidekicks
Justice
have to like fight against like their.
It was like Mentor versus Venti.
Yeah,
basically.
But
it was really cool though. I saw the Batman versus Robin. I was very scared for Robin.
It's always that, and it was it was like the one I think they focused not the most, but it was like the most tension was with that one.
Oh right? Yeah, but also with Superman and Superboy. That one had a lot of tension just because the history and like, I
think the bigger focus was those two, if I remember. But yeah,
and in my head, I was like, how are you gonna stop Superman? How are you gonna stop Batman?
Yeah, I mean that's the whole point. That's like the whole reason why it's like, oh, these matchups are terrifying.
Yeah.
But no, and that's why I like the last. That's why I like the last half of this or last third of the season where I was like, this is where everything built up to this point.
Yeah.
And it was just so cool to see.
Shit hit the fan.
Yeah. So good. Yeah. No, it's crazy how that all wrapped up.
I know, right? And then it's like, oh, we're going to go into season 2. But basically, Justice League, like 6 of them went missing for like most of it, like 16 hours. And so basically everyone was like, what were you doing? Where were you going? What happened?
Because this is when they were controlled, right?
Yeah, this is when they were controlled.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's essentially leading into season 2.
Yeah.
Where they had to be on trial.
Yep.
Yeah.
I watched that, yeah.
No, that's at the end. Like, they alluded to it, I thought.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because and then like everyone's now trying to figure out what happened.
Yeah.
So they were like traveling across the the galaxy, basically.
Galaxy.
The look. Yeah.
Because I think the biggest feel, it was very quick, but I thought this was a very quick aside, like how they addressed it really quickly was Superman and Superboy. For the entire season, they kept saying like father-son aspect, right? They kept alluding to the idea, but then finally at the end, they said that they were brothers. Because it just made more. I think
it
one
made
that would
more
make
sense.
It made sense. I probably made Superman feel better because he's like, oh shoot, that's not my kid. But at least it has like that. Still has like that mentor mentee type feel, like older siblings like learning from each other. I just thought that was a really
Superboy
cool.
does have a human father.
Cough, cough.
Cough, cough. Lex Luthor. So I think that really worked out. The Superman, Superboy, like
I think
older
that's
brother.
That's what it was. They already alluded to that. Or they already revealed that, so then therefore he could just say, "Oh yeah, he's my younger brother." Sorry, that's what it was.
So there's like less pressure on Superman.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was like a nice touch at the end. Oh, and when they all had to say like not goodbye, but because they had to leave for the galactic trial, right?
Yeah.
But you get to see. I think the other cool part to see was the entire Bat family was there too.
Yes.
Or whoever was in the Bat family at the time. But it was just cool how he's like, you could take care of yourselves, essentially.
Yeah.
You know what to do.
You know what to do.
Yeah. Also, I know this is your favorite question.
What is?
I'm stealing this.
I was going to ask it, but we have the same brain cell, so go ahead.
Who's your favorite ship?
I actually really like Kid Flash and Artemis. A lot. I like that dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the goofiness that they have.
Same, me too, actually. I like them. I thought
you'd pick Superboy.
No, I said I liked them, but I liked Superboy and Megan. Sorry.
Megan.
That's weird. I was like, whoa, that was weird. Well, that wasn't her. I forgot her actual name. Was it like some pronounced word? But she just says Megan, right?
Yeah, she just says Megan. Yeah.
No, I shipped. Oh man, I shipped them so hard. Like episode 1. I was like, yes.
Yeah, they had that tension. I was like, yes.
Yeah. They had the tension. Oh, they had the typical like tension the entire time, but then finally when they like got together, I was like, yes, finally, let's go.
Blessings.
Bless up.
Bless up. Well, Harrison, do you have anything else? Any other items you want to leave to the world about season 1 of Young Justice?
I just think that Young Justice is one of the very well written and well thought out and actually portrays the DC universe in a very good way. Cough, cough. It's another animated series that does really well. It's like the movies too. Wow, it's like the animated section of DC is actually on fire. Huh.
Wow. I'm shocked.
Get your shit together, DCEU. I want to be able to gush about you because I also like our friend and a huge DC fan, but taking it up the butt is not fun.
Yeah. I think we've said this before. We like Marvel movies more than DC movies, but we like DC comics more than Marvel comics. Yeah. No, I totally agree.
I just think overall this season 1 was fun. I've watched it so many times. Younger me watched it so many times because I thought sequences was done well. It was just fun to like everything just felt fleshed out. Yeah,
all the fights were really good. The plot points were really good, and they'll just continue season 2. Yeah, and that I'm almost done with. That you can't spoil yet. That we'll talk about later.
We'll talk about later. I need to rewatch
Much
it.
Later, yeah,
honestly.
you need to rewatch it. Okay, if you don't have anything, I don't have anything, we'll close it out. Thanks for tuning in. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon at NgoVo Convo, NgoVo Convo. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button and the notification bell to get updates for when we upload. And subscribe, it's a big red button. We upload every Monday and once a month on a Friday. Usually the first of that first Friday.
Roughly.
Yeah. Roughly, yeah. Let us know how we're doing. What do you want to see next? What do you want us to read?
Watch.
Watch. Play. everything. We're gonna try out some stuff.
Do everything.
Yeah, we're gonna do everything. But yeah, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.